Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari. Everybody, please. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna.
Jai Radha Jai Radha
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Dada, Shama Sundara, Shama Sundara, Jai Radha, Shama Sundara, Shama Sundara, Divine grace. His confounder, Jagan Guru Swami Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada. Jayam Vishnu Paramaham Parivajikacharya Stutara Sutta Sismani Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Nanda Guru Vaishnava Ki Amacharya Sri Haridas Thakur Ki Prabhu Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopal Shyam Radha Giri Gauranga Ki Vrindavana Ki Mathura Ki Navadvip Mayapura Ki Jagannath Puri Ki Jamura Ki Ganges Ki Tulasi Devi Ki Bhakti Devi Ki Samavrita Bhattara Taigo or glorious assembly. Oh, glorious assembly.
Hare Krishna.
Oh, glorious assembly.
Hare Krishna.
Guru Sri Gauranga.
Hare 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 Bo.
Sri Gauranga Sati. Om Agyana Timirandasya Jnanandjana Salakaya Chakshuram Paritandena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Jaya Dastisva Padantika Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yudapada Kala Sri Guru Vaishnava Chan Sri Rupam Sakradata Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sadeva Sarvitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagano Itasi Visakantam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabando Digapati Gopisa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Dr. Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindhavaneshwari Visavana Sutidevi Punamami Hari Priya Vanchakalpataru Yascha Kripa Sandhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Thank you very much for being with us this morning or afternoon in some places or evening somewhere, wherever you are. We wish all of you a good day and a happy Isopanisad day. So we continue from mantra 3. Last week we ended our discussion at the point where Krishna is not Krishna. Swayambhuva Manu describing us as Atmaha. Hatam, killer. The killer of the soul. The killer of the soul. That is the beginning. The killer of the soul, Atmaha. Te loka, namate loka. Asura, namate loka. Amdena, namasaha, pittaha. Tamste, pratyadi, katanti. Yekichatma, ano, janaha. The killer of the soul, whoever he may be, means anyone in this world, anyone who's a spirit soul, whoever who may be, if we are the killer of the soul, our destination is what? And they not the Messiah. We are going to hell. The place which is designed for the faithless. What the situation is full of darkness and ignorance. So the question was, who is the killer of the soul and who can kill the soul? Since we have been told in Bhagavad Gita that one who says he is killing or is being killed is a fool. So now we are looking at the killer of the soul. It's a contradiction, is it not? So what do we mean by killer of the soul? That was the question. So I'd like to hear from all of you. What do you mean by killer of the soul? Who is a killer? Who is the killer of the soul? And how can the soul be killed? 2 questions. Anyone can answer. Who is the killer of the soul and how can the soul be killed?
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna, I'm hearing you.
Yes. The killer of the soul is the one who doesn't utilize his human form of life for civilization. That is the killer of the soul.
Very good. It's the killer of the soul. So how is the soul killed? How is the soul killed? I agree with you. Thank you for the answer. But how is the soul killed? Now we understand. Understand? One who does not utilize this human form of life or civilization is the killer of the soul. So how is the soul killed?
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Pranams. The killer of the soul here, as we can refer to the Sastra, it means
How is the soul killed? That's my second question. How is the soul killed?
the soul is not actually killed, but the duration of life in the material existence has been prolonged. The cycle
Okay.
of
Okay, very good. Thank you. Thank you. Any other contribution?
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj.
Yes, go ahead.
Guru Maharaj, the killer of the soul is one who is not following the Isopanisad principles when he has got this human form or body. So he's a killer of the soul. And here the killer of the soul, the wording killer of the soul is used in a context. Like it is a heavy word here. Just like the followers of the Isopanisad, they have not yet realized the absolute truth, the personal aspect. Whereas followers of Bhagavad Gita, where it is mentioned that the soul cannot be killed, they are more advanced than the followers of the Isopanisad. So in the Yoga ladder, the followers of the Isopanisad is at a lower rung, whereas the followers of the Bhagavad Gita are at a higher rung. They are more advanced in terms of spiritual advancement. So the wording killer of the soul is being used to address the followers of the Isopanisad in a harsh way. That if you do not follow the Isopanisad principles, then you will have to go in the hellish planet. And the only way for him to be avoid from going to the hellish planet, he has to follow this principle of Isopanisad principle. So he's been addressed like a harsh word here. Just like we have like a child who is not willing to eat. Then the parent will tease him like saying, okay, if you don't eat, then the ghost is there or the demon is there, he come and eat you. So he get afraid and then he'll eat the food stuff because the parents knows what is the value of the food. In the same way, Swayambhuva Manu, he is knowing the value of Isopanisad. So he's using this wording like killer of the soul to instigate a sort of fear in the follower, so that he will stick to its principle. So in fact, the killer of the soul is not, this wording is being used in a way to instigate fear in the follower. Actually, it does not exist. Killer of the soul doesn't exist. There is no contradiction between this and the term used in Bhagavad Gita.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Can you look at the screen?
Yes, Kumar.
Look at the screen.
Yes, Gurudev.
So let's look at it graphically. Go forward. And look, it should go back. It should go back. Go back.
Further back, Gurudev.
No. Okay, go forward. Let's see. Go forward. Go to C. And after C. After C. Next.
Just 1 minute, Gurudev.
Yes. So yeah. No. Yeah. How did you see? Okay. Yeah. Put everything back there. All right. So this is what we are looking at. So Prabhupada explained in the purport. Intelligent human beings must always remember that this particular form of body is obtained after an evolution of many millions of years of transmigration of the soul. This material world is sometimes compared with an ocean. The material world is the ocean. Material world is the ocean. And this human body is compared with a solid boat. This body is a boat, solid boat. Designed to cross over the ocean. The Vedic scriptures and the acharyas or saintly teachers are compared with the expert boatman, and the facilities of the human body are compared with favorable breezes. So material body in the ocean, human body is solid boat. Vedic scriptures, acharyas, and sadhus are what? Expert boatmen. Facilities for human body favorable breezes as help to make the boat fly smoothly to the desired destination. Therefore, if one has all these facilities, if we have all these facilities and they are not properly used, then one is considered the killer of the soul. So in Prabhupada said that there are two types of killer of the soul. The killer of the soul. One is from here, the second one from Bhagavatam, first country of Bhagavatam. The Prabhupada mentioned. First one, killer of the soul, is one who does not take to Krishna consciousness, one who is not helping himself or herself to get free from the bondage to existence. So we are killing the soul because we are forcing the soul to suffocate in this body and this material world as a whole. Suffocation, because there is no single space for anyone to breathe freely in the material world. So it's suffocation. Who feels suffocated? Who feels happy being suffocated? So nobody feels happy in this material because we're being forced to experience the thing we don't know. So we are killed of the soul because we're not allowing the soul to act as it's supposed to be. It's a killer of the soul. The second killer of the soul is animal killers. The animal killers are also the killer of the soul. Because as we are killing so many animals, what will happen to us? We are going to be killed. Our body is going to be changed and changed and changed and changed. There is no liberation. In fact, the Bhagavatam mentioned that any person can take to Krishna consciousness, but meat eaters cannot be God conscious. And we look at the whole situation today, so many killings are going on. And what is the result? Disease is also killing people, human people. See how people are dying all over the world. What is that? It's a reaction. We may say that the coronavirus is killing. It is not coronavirus is killing anybody. It is our sinful activity that is killing people. The instrument is coronavirus. That's the instrument. The cause is not coronavirus. So we should look at the situation and learn to rectify ourselves. Otherwise, we are the killer of the soul, because the soul is not. We are not giving ourselves the chance to take full advantage of what is given. Right? So, killer of the soul. Can the soul be killed? Isn't the soul eternal? Yeah, the soul cannot be killed because the soul is eternal. Nothing can happen to the soul. No weapon can affect the soul for two reasons. The soul cannot be killed for two reasons. The soul is so tiny that no one can see. So how can you kill somebody you don't see? Extremely tiny that you cannot see the soul. So how can we kill that? That's the reason. Second reason is that by nature the soul is eternal, therefore it cannot be killed. So there is nothing like killing the soul, but we are delaying our perfection. Therefore, we are considered a killer because we are not taking full advantage of all the facilities available, arranged not by us, arranged by nature, by the Supreme Lord. So we are killers of the soul. We have mentioned many times, anyone who is not a devotee is very dangerous. Is it not? With our thought, with our speech, with our actions, even with our sight, everything, we are dangerous. Anyone who knows the devotee is dangerous, a killer. It's a killer in different ways, different forms. It's a killer. Destruction. This is explained in all the Vedic literatures that the soul is eternal and it cannot be killed. That we find in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, 19, 20, 21, 23. That is the nature of the soul. Why does it here say then that the soul is killed? In 3 levels. We have explained the spiritual reasons. We can look at it also in a literal way, ethical way, and metaphorical. Metaphorical is metaphorical because it doesn't actually happen grossly. It is subtle. It is subtle. Our Acharya they comment on this literal meaning. Taking the literal meaning, event actually happened historically. For example, we wonder how the soul can fall from the spiritual world in the presence of Krishna. Right? Everybody is saying, how can the soul fall? In the presence of Krishna. But when we sit there, when she demanded the deer at the length of her being kidnapped, where we sit, where we sit there, the presence of Lord, right before they were not separate. Right? The presence of the Lord, is it material or spiritual? Spiritual. So any difference? So how does he desire that? Because of a minute independence. And minute independence. So we can have that feeling. Then you can ask me, so what is the guarantee that we will not come back here again? If you go there. First of all, Krishna told us, just get to another damn, Mama. Who would like to remember a bad dream? Huh? Nightmare had last night. We want to remember it. We want it to happen again. So in material existence, not a nightmare. It's a terrible nightmare. So we like to remember that. And our Acharya, they explain the word Mama, Parama, means material. She will maintain us in such a way that we don't have the interest to come again. And we already have a terrible experience that we never like to remember it again. Except we want to come here and preach as a liberated soul, but not as a conditioned soul. So we have the chance to come here and preach Krishna consciousness. Sometimes Goswami says by counterpasses, they have compassion upon us. Therefore, they select, they choose, or they decide to come here and preach Krishna consciousness and liberate us. So that happened. Taking the ethical lesson serve as moral benchmarks to guide us in our lives and making ethical decisions. Don't kidnap others. Why? It's moral instruction. It's a common sense. Because if we do that, we are going to keep the soul here in a material world. Because our activities here will always bring reaction. A reaction we have to pay, and that will delay us. Indra's son, his son, Jayata. So he has a very terrible habit, like his father. So to say, so forgive me. I say like he has a habit like his father, like son, like daughter, like mother, like son. It is normal. It is always like that. So there's one nice devotee, all on the same head. He was in the same head. Very advanced devotee. He's a Vanamali. He's a Vanamali. He's a gardener. He lives on flower. Varieties of flowers in his garden. Varieties, so nice. And he made it so well that he fenced the whole place, only one gate. So nobody can enter there without passing through the gate, and the gate is his house. So anyone who comes there, we enter there, you are entering into his house. So you cannot, except he take you to the back where the garden is. The whole place is fenced. But Jayata will come there from the heavenly planet, what is by airplane. He will come. So he doesn't have to come through the gate. He will descend directly there on the land. And all his girlfriends, they will pick all the flowers, all of the flowers, and use it to make an altar worship him. For days, the devotee will not have anything to offer to the deities, to give to the devotees, to sell some and make a living. For days with nothing, because Jayata was using everything for himself. So the devotee desired to see what was happening, because his fence was not broken, no, his door was not broken. So where from somebody it come to do this? He couldn't find. So he decided today I'm not going to sleep. So he was waiting there. And after some time he saw Jayata, a plane was coming from the sky and landed in his garden, and they started picking all the flowers. He cannot fight him because also he's strong like his father. He has thunderbolt. He cannot fight him. So as a devotee, naturally, when something happens, the devotee will not run away. The devotee will not run away. And he will not run to demigods. The devotee will not run to demigods. The devotee will go to Krishna, go to Jagannath. So the devotee, being a devotee, a serious devotee, prayed to Lord the deity. I cannot fight him and I cannot eat for this. I'm not eating. That is okay, but I cannot worship you. That's the main thing. I cannot worship you. I can't worship my flowers. So tell me something. As he was praying and praying, he dozed off. And the singer Dave came there and said, my dear boy, don't worry. Go and take the nirmala, the prasada, the gallant they have offered, and spread it all over. Leave only your place. Spread it all over that side. So he did that. The next day when Jayata came and he descended from the airplane, as soon as he stepped on the Mahagalam Prasada, all his strength, all his duty, his fame, opulence, everything disappeared. He became another person, not by demigod. So he's a pilot. His pilot told him, now you are contemplated, so you cannot go back to heaven. You have to stay here. You have to stay here and suffer for the offense of stepping on prasada. Very dangerous. So when we do something wrong, this is the result. The consequence is that we will not exercise our strength again. Everything about him disappeared. He became another person, the sinner. This is our situation. So we are delaying ourselves, think in the material world we are killing ourselves. Not somebody's killing us, it's ourselves. Somebody the killer. Metaphorically, taking the spiritual truth from the historical event and making it relevant to seekers on the spiritual path. I just gave you an example. I'll just give you an example of Jayanta. It is a lesson for us to learn, right? Atma, different types of Atma. A killer of the soul, defend the true nature of the soul, Lord Vishnu. Do not cultivate knowledge of the soul, the self-realization, and for worldly pursuit, kill the self, kill the soul. I do not establish relationship with the Paramatma. So we are all killers of the soul. We don't establish relationship with the Paramatma, the super soul. Because of worldly pursuit and worldly pleasures, we neglect the duty of the spirit soul. The soul is suffocating, by using this word, suffocating in this body, in this world, this material world. So it's a serious problem. It's a serious problem. And we do not cultivate a knowledge of the self. And also defend the true nature of Vishnu. We don't preach Krishna consciousness. We are considered the killer of the soul. All right? Thank you. So now we go to mantra. Next mantra 4. Mantra 4. Mantra 4. Sri Isopanisad. Can chant the sloka together. This one is taking long time. Ane jadikam manaso jadiyo Naina deva bhagavan purna harasat Tadhavan tunyam atiti tishtat Tasmi napoma tarishwa tadati. So mantra 4. We are looking at the Lord's inconceivable nature. The Lord's inconceivable nature. This is what we are looking at here. Mantra 4 explains that the Supreme Absolute is inconceivable to our normal intelligence. And only when we align ourselves to His will do we begin to understand Him by His mercy. How do we understand Him? By His mercy. What will provoke the mercy? What will provoke that mercy? We understand Him by His mercy, but what will provoke the mercy? When we align ourselves to His will, when we submit ourselves to His will, when we do His will, when we do what He wanted, not what we wanted, when we do what He wanted. Yes, the absolute personality of Godhead can be approached by devotion, not by mental speculation. Not at all. The absolute personality of Godhead can be approached by devotion and not by mental speculations. This is the gist of mantra 4. Is it clear? So we are going to go into the Supreme Lord's characteristics, right? The characteristics of the Supreme Lord. A, B, and C. What are the characteristics of the Supreme Absolute Personality of Godhead that can be approached only by bhakti and not by mental speculation? The Lord, translation. The personality of Godhead, although fixed in his abode, is more swift than the mind and can overcome all others running. The powerful demigods cannot approach him, although in one place he has control over those who supply the air and rain. He surpasses all in excellence. Does it describe Krishna? Huh? The Supreme Lord is fixed in one place. Lord Brahma said, Goloka eva nivasati akila atma bhuta. Lord Krishna is situated in where? Goloka Vrindavan. But offer him anything, anywhere in the spiritual and material world. What happened? He will forget, not see you. Huh? No, it's too far away in the material world, so don't hell with you there. Huh? The Lord will use his hand and take it, put it anywhere. Don't we see that in the person of lifting the Govardhan Puja? From different villages, wherever people were offering Krishna were collecting everything. So nothing is impossible for Krishna. Nothing. So we're looking at the Supreme Lord's characteristics. Fixed yet swifter than the mind. How is that? How is that? He is fixed in one place at the same time, swifter, faster than anyone. In Bhagavad Gita, also Krishna said that. Bhagavad Gita chapter 12, Krishna said, I am the swift deliverer of the devotees. Swift deliverer of the devotees. That is Krishna. Krishna is fixed in his abode. The name is Goloka. And his activities is what? He is engaged in his pastimes. Krishna is fully engaged in his pastimes. Brahma Samhita 537. Brahma Samhita 537. Goloka eva nivasati akilarma uta. Uto. Akilarma. That is Krishna. He is fixed in Goloka. Huh? When we talk about God, what are we doing? What are we looking at? When we say God, what are we looking at? Huh? When we say God, what are we looking at? But the moment you say God, what comes to the mind? When they say God, what comes to the mind? God. Almighty. Yeah, so big. How big is it? How big is it? He himself, the universe. You know? Krishna himself, the universe. So that's how big Krishna is. Is it not? It's really the universal form. The whole thing is, it is him. So the name of his Christian passport is Goloka, and his activities what? He just stays sleeping. I saw one billboard, one Christian billboard. Come unto me, all ye that are heavy laden, I shall give you rest, and the draw small baby sleeping. So if you go to Kingdom of God, what are you going to do there? Because you're too tired in the material was so much problem, so you're very, very tired. So you go to Golka, you go and rest, just sleep, no food, no activity, no enjoyment, just sleep. Want to go that place? I don't want to go there because it is not a wonderful place. It's not a wonderful place. That is not the kingdom of God. The kingdom of God is what? Christian is fully engaged in his activities. Fully engaged. Day and night. Christian does not have a single moment that is, you think, oh, what to do? There's nothing to do. No, he's fully engaged. Fully engaged. Throughout the whole day, Christian is tending the cowherd boys in the forest, and sometimes you sneak out to go and meet the cowherd girls and steal their clothes. and the gopis are lamenting, this boy has gone our heart. He took our heart and gone to the forest the whole day. We have no heart. What to do with this boy? They are in anxiety. And then in the evening, when he comes back, and then he's going to go with the gopis to the forest to dance throughout the whole night. The boy says, Krishna has taken our heart. Now the darkness has covered us. We're not going to see him. We're not going to see him. They're all in anxiety. This is what Krishna does 24 hours. So when they say God, Krishna, we're looking at who? One who is fully engaged in what? Pleasurable activities, pastimes, pleasure. Is engaged in enjoyment. In enjoyment, that is God. Full engagement, full enjoyment. There is no empty space that you're looking for something. That is God. Not just that he's going to sleep. Okay. He's not sleeping there. And even if he sleeps, that is not Vishnu. And even though it is Vishnu, it is called what? Yoga Nidra. Not Tamasa. Not Tamasa. Yoga Nidra. Mystic sleep. Why is it mystic sleep? Because while he's lying there in the sleep, he's creating the whole universe. So it's mysterious. Mystic sleep, but not Vishnu. It is Vishnu, that is Krishna. That is abode, that is the place that living entities, spiritual should go. Yes. So although he's fixed there and he's doing all kinds of activities, he's stricter than the mind. Look at our material activities. What is faster than walking? What is faster than walking?
Running.
Okay. Running. Very good. Running. Faster than running? If you're not flying, but they're faster than running.
You have to take care of the machine.
Yes, you need a machine. You need a bicycle. After bicycle is what? Motor bicycle, right? After motor bicycle is
car.
Just remember, car, right? After car is airplane. Faster than airplane is the mind. Faster than the airplane is the mind. And faster the mind is Krishna. Yes, that is the chronology. He's faster than anyone running. Even the demigod cannot approach him. Especially, you say. The powerful demigod cannot approach him. Means they cannot see him. If you look at 10th canto of Bhagavatam, Sukadeva Swami told us about the Kalyavan. Kalyavan is a demon. And he asked on the moon, who are the most powerful people on the planet? So the Muni said the Yadavas, and the best of the Yadavas is Krishna. Yadunath. So he went to Dwarka. That time Krishna was preparing to fight with Jarasandha. So there were two formidable enemies attacking Dwarka at the same time. So Lord Krishna devised a means to kill Kaliaman because he was a very contaminated demon. Krishna didn't want to touch. So Krishna was taking him to be killed. And he was running, but Krishna was running. No, Krishna was peacefully walking, peaceful, not in anxiety, not looking back to say, not to catch me now. No, he was peacefully going. That's his Krishna. He was peacefully going. But everyone was running, and he was the one shouting, "Stop now, stop, wait, let us fight. We are cowards, after the very powerful. Why are you running? Stand." Krishna didn't say what. He was running with the base of his strength, struggling like anything, but he never get Krishna. And Krishna was not running. So Krishna took him to Uchukunda to be killed, and that was the end. So this is Krishna. This is Krishna. He is a swift deliverer. He runs faster than anyone, even powerful demigods cannot approach him. Because Krishna is all pervading. Krishna is all pervading. Udachati. Is all pervading by inconceivable potencies. And Krishna is beyond the mental speculation. Beyond the mental speculation. Yes. Krishna is very, very far. He remains far, far away from Samhita 584. Can be known only by his devotees, by his mercy. Krishna can be known only by his devotees out of his causeless mercy. Causeless mercy of Krishna. One can know Krishna. Without the causeless mercy of Krishna, one cannot know him. It is not possible to know him. What is the qualification to know him? By our strength, by our senses. Rupa Goswami already told us, Ata Krishna Amadi. Cannot get Krishna by our blunt senses. What is the state of our senses? How powerful is our senses? How powerful. If they see the gospel, who will see? This is the gospel, who will see? But our powerful cell phone. Oh, I cannot hear you, bad network. You know? That is how powerful our senses are. So how can that reach Krishna? Even within the material element, we cannot do anything. What about that which is beyond? So this is Krishna's position. Yes, we move forward. Let us move forward. To be. We can go forward now. We'll finish this one. Let's go to be. Yes. Bhagavad 10:2, Lord Krishna said, great rishis and suras cannot know. Krishna said, I know everyone. I know everyone, but me, no one knows. Why? Why? Krishna is the origin of all of us. He's the origin. Krishna is the origin. He is unmeted while we are limited. We are given example many times. The child will know everything about the mother and the father. Why? No, but why? They have been existing before the child. So the parent will know everything about the child, but the child will not know everything about the parent. Only the things they told them. No. That is our situation. Yes. No one can know him fully because he is unlimited. Krishna is unlimited. We are limited. So we cannot know him fully. The little Krishna gives to us, we can understand. The little we can understand. Yes. How to know transcendence? From the Lord himself, the source of the Vedas, can know only when he reveals himself by his mercy. That is the only way. That's the only way. Yes. But by his inconceivable potency, he can simultaneously reach every part of the creative energy. In the Vishnu Purana, his potency is compared with the light and heat of the fire. Krishna is compared with light and heat of fire. If there is fire, you get two things, you know? What are the things? The light, the heat. It is fire, right? The fire can distribute its light and heat from one place. And similarly, the absolute personality of Godhead, although fixed up in his transcendental board, can diffuse his different energies everywhere. Everywhere. Is it not? A powerhouse from where the light is coming from is in this room. Then in this room is distant, far outside, right? From there, you can feel the presence, the potence of the powerhouse. Is it not? How? By the light we get and by the heat. They feel air condition, can feel it. Yeah. So that is it. That is the material energy of Krishna. What about the source of that energy of Krishna? What about the source? If the servant can do like that, what about the master? Once there was there was a very foolish, it's foolish now, foolish. Durga worship. We worship in Durga. And Narottam Das the Quran, Narottam Das. As a pure devotee, was very famous. So his purity was very famous, well known. So this Durga worshipper became envious. Especially when Narottam Das the Quran saw his two disciples were carrying goat to go on to the master for sacrifice. So Narottam Das the Quran asked them, where are you taking this goat to? So we are going to look at our master. Our master is a faithful servant of Durga. We want to kill them. Narottam Das the Quran. Taking compassion upon conditioned souls, he preached to them, present the Krishna consciousness so sweet, so nice, so delicious, and they were relishing. They relished up to the point their stomach became full. Means they became Krishna conscious. And they released the goat. When they went and told their master, hey, the sutra is initiating brahmanas. This is very dangerous. Are we going to keep quiet? something has to be that will happen. So he went and hired another demon like him, who claimed to know the scripture. Here it is mentioned that only devotees of Krishna will know him by his mercy, not otherwise, not by mental speculation, not by mysticism. So this man, he thinks he knows the scripture, and Natum Dasakura is illiterate. He doesn't know the scripture. So his plan was he should come and have debate, scriptural debate with him, and defeat him. After that, he kill him. So he hired this man, and the man was coming with thousands of his disciples, his followers. They were coming like ocean to come and swallow Natam Dasakura. But Natam Dasakura swallow all of them. Hare Krishna. So the news got to Natam Dasakura that this kind of plot is going on, and the man is coming. Natam Dasakura has a powerful, pure devotee like himself, who are powerful Sanskrit scholars, big Sanskrit scholars. So they told his Guru, Guru, don't worry, I said, with this demon, we'll take care of it. Don't worry, I said, continue with your bhajan. Don't think about it. I will take care. So when this man came to the village, the disciples of Natam Dasakura, they disguised themselves, put a mustache, and carried tobacco, go to the market, and they put a table there. It's a sutra business. They were there. And evening, those people, they came to the market to come and buy something. And they made mistake to meet with these devotees. These devotees engaged them in serious debate. They couldn't stand. They tried, they were captured. So they were shocked. This Sudras can speak Sanskrit. Even up to the point that they baffle us in the scripture. Now, we're going to meet tomorrow. We cannot defeat his servant. What about him? Say, oh, let us run away. They ran away. They ran away. Yes. Yes. Such energies are innumerable, but principally they are classified into three: the internal potency, the marginal potency, and the external potency. In short, in each and every one of them, there are hundreds and millions of subheadings. The dominating demigods who are empowered to have control over the administration of natural phenomena, such as the air means what? Means Vayu, demigod, light, Surya, demigod, rain, Indra, demigod, etc., are all classified within the marginal potency of the absolute person. The living beings, including humans, are also product of the marginal potency of the material world is a creation of the external potency of the living. And the spiritual sky, where the kingdom of God is situated, is a manifestation of his internal potency. Yes. We move forward to see. Yes. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that no one, not even the great rishis and suras, can know him. So what is there to say of the suras who are not even qualified to understand the ways of the Lord? All this word mentioned in mantra 4 of Sri Isopanisad suggests very clearly that the absolute truth is unlimited, ultimately the absolute person. Otherwise, there would have been no necessity of mentioning so many varied things in support of his personal features. Yes. Play our part. To play our part. What is it? What is our part? What is our part? Are you there?
Yes, our part is to set the whole Maharaj.
Huh?
Our part is to serve the whole.
So serve the whole. Okay, thank you. Yes. Okay. What is within our strength? What is that? All right. Thank you. Yes, that which is designated for us by the Lord. That which is designated for us by the Lord. How? Is salvation principle. Salvation. We should do our quarter. We should do our quarter. Because all powers come from Him. His power must be utilized to execute His will. We have to do the will of Krishna, not our will. Already mentioned that. We have to do the will of Krishna. The devotees do the will of Krishna. Therefore, they are so designated, so called. And it is only them Krishna reveals himself to them. Not otherwise. Otherwise, you cannot. Yes. Develop perfect knowledge. Every part and parcel of the complete whole is endowed with some particular energy to act according to the Lord's will. Engage your active nature. Therefore, we should engage our active nature and take initiatives, understanding that everything is the Lord's potency. Everything is the Lord's potency. This we should do. Knowing the Lord in all his features, knowing his potencies, and knowing how these potencies work by his will. This is Krishna consciousness. This is the message of Isopanisad. This is the message of Sri Isopanisad warns us not to make any mental speculation about the identity of the Lord. Try to know the transcendence from the superior source of the Vedas, which is already in knowledge of the transcendence. Every part of the complete whole is endowed with some particular energy to act. And forgetfulness by that part of his particular activities is called Maya, illusion. Sri Isopanisad therefore from the very beginning, warn us that we should be careful to play the part designated for us by the Lord. We should play the part designated to us by the Lord. We should do our quarter. We should do our quarter. This, however, does not mean that the individual soul has no initiative of his own. There is. What is our initiative? If we are going to do as the Lord desired. So where is our initiative? Where is the room for us here to think? Where is our initiative? Where do we come in here? When we're going to do the Lord, do the will of the Lord. Where do we come in here? I mean, not just a zombie, just follow like that. Is it not? Follow like that. No initiative, you don't have to think. Just follow. God say go. Yeah, okay, bye. Just go. What is our initiative? Do we have initiative? Do we have right here? If you're going to follow. Play the part designated for us by the Lord. So, do we have right any space to think about something? Do we have some initiative on our own? Do we have? No. Zombie. Right? You understand my question? Do you understand my question, dear devotee?
Yes, Gurudev.
Yes. Tell me. If a special master gave you a service to do, right? If a special master gave you a service to do, your duty is to follow it. Is it not? But you don't have right to ask him how to do the service. You don't have the right to ask him. That's not the initiative. So you don't have room to think. Okay, good, then you give me this service. How do I do it? When should I complete it? We don't have that right to ask. Is it not initiative? Is that foolishness? No, there's a space, the initiative. You still have to think. Somebody tell you, run. If you run, you are a fool. Ask the person, run to where? Where? Is it not? So ask, where? Run to where? That's intelligent. It doesn't mean that we don't have a space to think. We have space. It's not a challenge, but it is for better understanding. We ask questions for better understanding. Okay, run to where? Run to Goloka. Okay, now I know I'm running to Goloka. So we know we are going somewhere, and the place is described, is given to us. So we got there. So given a service to do, we should ask, how do I do it? Shall I do this way or not this way? How do I do it? So the explanation is given, so we can do it perfectly. Is it not? Is it clear? We should know how the potential Christians are working. We should know. It has so many potential. We should know how they're working. How the material energy works, how the jiva atma works, and how the spiritual energy operates. It works. We should know. We should know this. It's our right to know this. If you don't know, we are fools. Questions? We are clear. Are you clear?
Yes, Gurudev.
Okay. Next, innumerable potencies. Principally, three categories. Krishna has innumerable potencies, but categorized in three, so we can handle. Three, we can handle three. The internal energy of Krishna, it is made of three qualities: Sambit, Sandini, and Ladini. Is it clear? Tita Chatamrita is Tita Chatamrita. What is it? Chapter. Anyway, I can find it. Krishna Goswami has given the detailed explanation. What's Sambit, Sandini, and Ladi, the spiritual sky, where the kingdom of God is located, is a manifestation of it. Sambit, we have principal energy, Sat, Chit, Ananda, right? So Sat is the eternal nature of Krishna, eternal, which is Sambit. So Sat is maintained by Sambit potency. Eternality. Sandini is cognizance. The ability to understand who we are, to understand Krishna. Also, Krishna also understand himself and also understand how his spiritual energy operates. That is Sandini. And then Ladini. Ladini Sakti maintains bliss. Sat Chidananda, bliss. So it maintains. So these three potencies are there. This is spiritual. The spiritual. Whatever is Sandini Sakti, we cannot understand it. There's no knowledge. There's no knowledge. You cannot know anything. Because in this potency, we can know something. We can understand everything, things as they are. Then the marginal. The marginal is the jiva souls, in between the material and the spiritual, the jiva, demigods, humans, and other living entities. Yeah. And then the external. The external is tamas, rajas, and sattva. The material world is the creation of this potency. Yes. Is clear? Or any question? Any question?
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Please, Maharaj, can you come back to the explanation of the internal energy, where you talk about the
internal energy?
Yes, yeah. When you can.
Sat. Sat means eternal. So that eternal potency of Krishna is maintained by some bit potency, some bit. Everything there is a counterpart. Everything. Some bit. Eternality. Everything exists eternally. Sandini is a potential of cognizance, knowledge. The Ladini, the potency that maintains bliss. Pleasure potency and is represented by Srimati Radharani. Sandini and Sambit is represented by Balaram. Balaram is in charge of this. Sambit and Sandini. Balaram is in control of this energy. We see in the spiritual world all the expansions of all Krishna's bed, Krishna's shoes, Krishna's coach. Sadoti, his crown, his footwear, chada, everything is manifestation of Balaram. So he's in charge of the two energies, Sambit and Sandini. And Srimati Radharani is in charge of Ladini Shakti. Ladini Shakti.
Thank you so much, Maharaj. Yes. Thank you so much, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Maharaj, where this Vigraha comes here, Sachidananda Vigraha. It's Vigraha where it comes.
Yes. The moment you say Madhava, what comes in? What's the next thing that comes in?
I'm using it.
Yeah. So the form is the next thing that comes in. Therefore, all these potencies, they are existing in a person. So Vigraha comes in because it's a figure. Is it clear?
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. All right, that is 1/3/4. Can move to mantra. Balaram is in charge of Sambit and Sandini potency. And that leads to a personality of Godhead, God the Son. The Christian will say God the Son. Okay. He is the God who teaches how to understand God, Krishna. So we refer to him as the spiritual master because he wants the Krishna who teaches how to understand Krishna. So he is in charge of Sambit and Sandini potency. And Simatiran is representing the Hardini potency. They maintain the Satchitananda Vigraha. They maintain that. And to maintain Prema, Viraha is a maintainer. So you can go around. Viraha is a maintainer of Ladini, Prema. Viraha, feeling separation in the presence of Yah. Love. Separation is felt in the absence, that is material. In the spiritual, the separation is felt even in the presence of Yah, beloved. That's what maintains Prema. All right? Yes, Mr. Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Maharaj, I want to ask you this. In the beginning, we said the killer of the soul, whoever they may be. But you see, all the amenities in our human body is given to the Atma, the Jiva, to cross over the material ocean.
Yes.
So any Atma or Jiva who did not make use of that, he is killing his own self because the Atma is also the soul. So it means that if the soul did not make use of all these things provided by the material nature, as the favorable wind, the soul is killing himself, isn't it, Maharaj?
That is what we have explained.
Okay.
Yes. All right.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes. That case is not ignorance. Prabhu is asking if there are gradations in hell. Just look at it, Swami mentioned that. 5th canto, chapter 26. The last chapter, chapter 26. 6. He's describing hellish planet. Then he mentioned that there are 28 divisions of hell. 28, not just one. There's 28. And he said, if you take one, they are also unlimited. Hare Krishna. But for us to understand, there are 28. If you take one and want to go into detail, unlimited. This is how it is. So hell is not just one place. It's not that it's just one place. We should understand we're asking when we say about God, what are we looking at? We should understand what it means when we talk about God. He cannot just be making mistake. The simple activities we conditions for does in the material world is not all the same. Even though it is simple activity, they are different levels. You know? A person who steals $5,000, a person who has stolen $1 million, both of them have stolen, but the punishment will be the same. There will be difference in the amount, in the quality. The person who killed a goat and the person who killed a cow, both of them have killed animal, but the result is the same? No. So Christian will not make divisions. He will make division. If he doesn't make division, there is not perfect. And he cannot be God. The person who has murdered, you see, if you kill animals, and if you kill human animal, is it the same? If you kill a human animal, you'll be arrested. Yes. But if you kill animal, people come and join you to eat the flesh. They make friends with you. But if you kill a human animal, you'll be arrested. By the government, you'll be arrested. Maybe you can give bribe or whatever, that's a different thing, but you'll be arrested. Before you give your bribe, you're arrested. They kill him. See the whole world like killing so many animals. And they are glorified. And how many animals do you kill in your wedding? That is the pride. How many alcohol, how many sinful activities, how many people did you destroy in your wedding? The alcohol, the number of alcohol, the varieties of alcohols you have given. You'll be glorified for that. Yes, and the varieties of animals which are killed, you'll be glorified for that. So Krishna make a remain. So when Swami said, if you take one, it will be unlimited. These are the great. So there are different. A person who has addiction for money, there's nothing in his or her head except money. So he will be put in the same hell like a person who is just he didn't steal, but didn't take to God consciousness. Be the same? No. There's a different place. Particular place for religious teachers. One who becomes a so-called spiritual leader to make a living. There's a particular hell for that. Look at the whole world. So many people are cheating in the name of God. Using God for their sense gratification. Punishment is there, waiting. They will face all that. So the divisions. All right? So Prabhupada, and he concluded this mantra. He concluded, All power is obtained from the Lord, and therefore each particular power must be utilized to execute the will of the Lord, and not otherwise. Not otherwise. Otherwise will incur punishment. The Lord can be known by one who has adopted a submissive attitude. Perfect knowledge means to know the Lord in all his features, to know about his potencies. Now such potencies are working by his will. These things are exclusively described by the Lord of Gita, which is the essence of all the Upanishads. Lord Gita is the essence of all the Upanishads. So we finish with mantra 4. Now we go to mantra 5. Mantra 5. We chant this slope together. Tadi jati tanai jati, tad dure tad bantike, tad antaryasya sarvasya, tadu sarvasya sabhahyata. Translation. The Supreme Lord was and does not work. He is far away, but he is very near as well. He is within everything, and again, he is outside of everything. In one sentence, how do you understand this verse? What can you tell me about this verse? Just one sentence. One sentence. Huh? One sentence. Just give me one sentence. Just summarize the whole of this in one sentence. What is the meaning? What does you understand by this? Just one sentence.
Krishna is all pervading.
Krishna is all pervading. Good. What else?
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
The Lord is inconceivable.
Huh?
The Lord is inconceivable.
Inconceivable, Lord.
Cannot be understood by our senses.
Very good. Inconceivable. Very good. What else? One sentence.
It's Achintya Vedavid.
Achintya Vedavid.
He is the complete whole.
Huh? What do you say?
He is the complete whole.
He is a complete whole. Thank you. This is the source of our living. All right?
Krishna is everything.
Krishna is everything. Krishna is everything. Okay, thank you.
Is omnipotent.
Huh?
Omnipotent.
Omnipotent. Okay. Thank you. Inconceivable potency of the Lord. Inconceivable potency of the Lord. The Lord's inconceivable nature. Inconceivable nature. Inconceivable potency of the Lord. Yes. Mantra 5 continues to describe that the Lord has inconceivable potencies. And these potencies render him unknowable to those whom he does not favor. Yes. How can you say it's inconceivable? What the idea? What makes the idea of inconceivable? What makes him inconceivable? What makes you feel that this is inconceivable potential, inconceivable nature?
There is contradiction.
Yeah. Very good. Yes. The contradiction given here prove the inconceivable potencies of the Lord. Yes, the contradictions. What look like contradiction shows his inconceivable nature. Yes. That's very good. So in the same way, we are looking at the paradoxical qualities. Paradoxical qualities of the Supreme Lord. chapter 5. A, B, and C. We have A, B, and C. So, yes. Here the purpose, the purpose is speaking. Here is an explanation of the Supreme Lord's transcendental activities by his inconceivable potencies. Here are two sets of contradictory words mentioned herein to prove the inconceivable potency of the Lord. One, he works and does not work. Have you seen something like that before? Have you seen something like that before? Someone who works and doesn't work? He works and does not work. If he works, he's working. You cannot say it doesn't work. If it doesn't work, doesn't work. Right? If someone is lame, doesn't work, right? If someone is working, you cannot say he's lame. So to say that somebody is lame and is working, what is that? Achintya potency. Inconceivable. And that makes the Supreme Personality of Godhead complete. Is it not? That makes him what he is. If God is not completely by us, means what? What does it mean? If God is not completely by us, what is the meaning of that?
We are God.
You are God. That means we are also God. Yes. So they must be different. The difference is inconceivable nature, which look like a paradoxical statement, but there's no paradox in Krishna, because that is part of his ornament, like decorate his personality. Inconceivable nature, that makes him God. That he is the supreme, not to be weighted by anything or anyone or anything above him. That doesn't exist. That is Krishna. It doesn't exist. These two phrases are contradictory. If someone can work, then it is improper to say that he cannot work. This contradiction shows the inconceivable power of God. Yes. With our limited fund of knowledge, we cannot accommodate such things. And therefore, the Lord is conceived in terms of our limited power of understanding. The impersonalist philosophers of the Mayavada school accept only the impersonalist part of the Lord's activities and refute his personal future. The Bhagavad Gita school, the Bhagavad school, however, accept the Lord in both ways. That is, as person and personal. And the Bhagavatas also accept his inconceivable potency. Without inconceivable potency, there is no meaning to the word Supreme Lord. He cannot be Supreme Lord. He is nothing, something else. If he's supreme, then it has to be different. Has to be different. Yes. Krishna is far away, lives in the spiritual world, performing leelas beyond the limit of the vast material sky. Beyond this is completely beyond. Cannot be understood by the non-surrendered. Gita 4:11. Krishna cannot be understood by non-devotees. So Jiva Goswami said that Krishna in Vrindavan cannot give bhakti to those who destroy bhakti. Vrindavan will give bhakti to those who cannot destroy bhakti. So non-devotees cannot understand Krishna. What is the qualification to understand Krishna? There's no discipline for them to understand Krishna. There's no discipline to make the soul purified to be able to understand to enter into the mysteries of understanding Krishna. 1154. 1154. To enter into the mysteries of understanding Krishna, Krishna explained, one must practice undivided devotional service. Undivided. One pinpointed attention, everything for Krishna. Everything. Everything. Exclusively. Exclusively for Krishna doesn't mean that we don't have to do anything to take care of the body. It doesn't mean like that. It doesn't. And even if one does that, Krishna himself will supply. After he has been supplying, he will supply. He has been supplying. There's no scarcity. He is doing that. Yes, Krishna is very far, very far. At the same time, the nearest person to anybody. The realization of the Pingala, the prostitute, the living capable Pingala, the prostitute. He should stand at the tree, look, this man has money, this man is this one, no, this one is, this one, no, this one, yeah, this one will surely come to me, tonight I will enjoy with this one, and I will get my money, yes, this one, that's the business. That's the material world. In the material world, that is our nature. We see everything in terms of what we can take for our gratification. Everything, including Bhagavad Gita, including Bhagavad Gita. We say that if you give him Bhagavad Gita, we sell it. You know? There is one man, Gauranga Prabhu, he told us one pastime, one story. Gauranga Prabhu, Chopati, he told us one story of a businessman, a gross businessman. His son had been trying to make him a devotee. He praying seriously when my father become devotee. So one day, after a long time, the father agreed to go on pilgrimage, visit holy places with him. So he was very happy. Yes, now my father is making advancement. My father is making advancement. So he was happy with taking the father joyfully visiting some places. And towards the end of their traveling, they passed through where they are doing cremation. And the father was looking at that, the quantity of firewood which will be used, the quantity of wood. And when the man saw that, the body was burning, the body. And the man will not sing that dead body. The man will not sing the body. He was looking at that. The son purposely took him past through that place so he can see and think how to change his life. That was the reason why he took him past through that place. But when they passed through there, the man saw that and he started to cry. He was crying. The boy was beside himself, so happy. My father has eventually got some realization. Now, the boy was very happy. Yes, my father have realized. At last, he has realized something. So the boy was feeling very happy. A lot of curiosity to convince himself that he has done something wonderful for his father. And all his prayers, his meditation has eventually yielded the result. So he asked the father, may I know the reason why you are crying? Is it because you also one day are going to be born like this? You are worried about that. You are afraid of death. Is that the reason? The man said, "No, my son. No. I'm crying because if I had known that firewood is so valuable like this, I would have done business on firewood. I didn't remember on the business on firewood. But just see how much money they are using. I would have done firewood business and make a lot of money." The boy fainted. I didn't succeed in changing my father. The boy fainted. At my heart. Is it not? At my heart. So anyway, this is what we get in the material. Therefore, we have to follow the teachings of Isopanisad to keep us very close to our vision. Then we can understand the super soul is the closest person to us. The closest person to any one of us is the super soul. This was the realization of Pingala. One fateful day, she couldn't get a customer to sleep with her. So she went to, in the morning was coming, and the night is over, the morning is coming, that means no customer again. She has to go back to her room, lamenting. While she was lamenting, today I didn't get anything, am I going to survive? So then this realization came to her. I'm looking at these people, these dead bodies, as my lovers. So I can make money from them. This one is rich, this one is rich, this is not rich, this one is this one. The whole day I've wasted my life on nothing. The closest person to me, I've forgotten this person. So she lamented, and that was the 10 in her life to become anybody. That's why her name is Bhagavata. Right? The Lord is very near as well. Very, very near. That can, within a second, descend before us. How long did it take the super soul, Krishna, to protect Parikshit Maharaj in the womb? How long, how much time did it take? Uttara cried to Krishna, for he, please, Mahayogi, please protect me, to supreme mystic. Krishna, protect my child. How long did it take Krishna to do that? Have to come from Vaikuntha. It's already there with us, right there, just there, the closest person to us is Krishna. Yes. Archa Vigraha, or deity form of the Lord. All of us here, what is the distance between us and the deities? What is the distance? What is the distance? Very close, right? It's real, right there, close, not far. Can only be understood by the surrender. Although His Holiness Bhakti mentioned many times in his lecture, that some of us have come very close to the Lord at the same time, very far away. By our consciousness. By our consciousness. Okay, next we move to B. Within everything, the Supreme Person of God is within everything. How He can appear at any place to favor His devotees, like the person can appear from within the pillar by the desire of the Lord. The Lord is said as Antaryami within the universe and also within each and every atom. He is witnessing everything, and he is avoiding karma, the result of that activities. Karma. Chapter 18 of Gita, 22, 23. Hanumanta Upadrashta Krishna is outside of everything in his Virat form. He's outside. At the same time, he's inside as Antaryani. This is Krishna. He's always there. He can at once, within less than a second, descend for us with a speed more powerful than the mind or the air. He can walk so quickly that no one can surpass him. This Father has already been described in the previous verse. Because he's full of inconceivable potencies, God can accept our service through any sort of medium, and he can convert his different potencies according to his own will. The unbelievers argue that the Lord cannot incarnate himself, or if at all, he descends in the form of material energy. This argument is nullified if we accept his inconceivable potencies as the realities. Even if he appeared for us in a form of material energy, it is quite possible for him to convert the material energy into spiritual energy. The source of the energies being one and the same, the energies can be utilized suitably according to the will of that energetic source. For example, the Lord appears in the form of Archa or deity personally, and supposedly made of earth or stone. These forms, engraved from wood or stone or any other matter, are not idols. However, as it is held by the iconoclast. This Archa form is not fashioned in terms of the order or within or whims of the worshipper. It is eternally existent with all its paraphernalia. This can be actually felt by a sincere devotee, but not by an atheist. Questions? Comments? All right, we continue. Is God illogical? Is God illogical? Huh? God is illogical? No? Ordinarily, if someone can walk, it is illogical to say he cannot walk. But in reference to God, such a contradiction simply serves to indicate his inconceivable power. God is not illogical, but translogical, beyond the mundane logic, as is explained by Srijiva Goswami in the Sandarbhas. Logic can neither prove nor disprove the existence of God. You know, logic can neither prove nor disprove the existence of God. Logic can help us understand the subject matter to a certain extent, but not fully understand it. Logic. And proper use logic to explain some things. Logic doesn't help us experience and realize the reality. But logic gives us some beginning, some level. So Papa was talking with the one reverend minister. And Papa said, please, let's just forget about the Bible about it. Let's use common sense. Let's use common sense. Let's use common sense. Yes. Your mother feed you for how many months? How many months? 9 months. The cow give you milk for how many months? For life. So which one is better of the mother? The cow. So why do we kill the cow? Is that fair? Is not logic? Perfect logic. And it's common sense. So Prabhupada used that. But in itself, this is necessary for a foolish person who cannot use higher intelligence on us. So Shlajiva Goswami in Chandarabha mentioned this. Logic can neither prove nor disprove the existence of God. For example, suppose I go to a doctor. For example, you go to a doctor. I have pain in the stomach. And the doctor says that my leg is to be amputated. I will use logic to understand that this is wrong. But logic itself is not enough. Logic will not make us understand which medicine will work and how will it work. We can use logic to evaluate which doctor to visit. I can also try to evaluate whether what the doctor is saying is correct or not. But just by understanding a treatment logically, we will not get cured. We will have to undergo the treatment. Experience is beyond logic, and experience takes us to a real understanding. Hare Krishna. Questions, comments? Experience is the best teacher. Yeah.
Without visiting the spiritual kingdom, never really know about it. We only hear about it.
Huh?
So without the heart of visiting the spiritual kingdom, we never really know how it is. We only hear from the scripture.
We will hear from the scriptures. We will hear from the scriptures. If you hear from the scriptures, what will happen? If we continuously hear from the scriptures, amen. And we are hearing from the scriptures by the bona fide representative of Krishna, who is a Golokavasi. What will happen? If we do that, we'll get purified. The heart will get purified. It is not that we are going to go and know about Goloka. When we get to Goloka, we will know about Goloka right from here. Everything will be revealed as we continue to hear from the right source. Everything. So we will know exactly the full realization, full, complete realization, perfect, pure, no speculation, not do theory. We know everything perfectly, completely before we go to Goloka. Because there's no foolishness there. No foolishness there. You don't go to Goloka and ask, where is Krishna? Is Krishna here? Show me. He doesn't exist there. There's no foolishness there. We're not getting completely from here. That is why when one attends pure love of Godhead, he will go back directly there. He will go and meet Krishna where he's having a pleasant pastime. Here, he wouldn't be material world. He will go to the planet where he is having his pastime. We'll join him there as a gopi, And then, as they said, this is a final touch. The final touch. So we align ourselves completely, alignment, perfect alignment with Krishna. And everything is 100%. The rest will come. The rest will come 100% free from everything here. Then we can go there. Hare Krishna. Prabhupada ki jai. Isopanisad ki jai. See you tomorrow. Hare Krishna.
Please let us unmute and say one powerful Hare Krishna to Maharaj. Devotees, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj ki
Jai.
Please see you tomorrow, but try to come on time. Try to come on time. Be there before the teacher. Please, that is a tradition. Let's maintain it. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.